Number 1. Uber driver is taking home 2 passengers when a car they have never seen before overtakes them on the left and then puts on the brakes. Before anyone has the chance to make sense of the situation, the other driver is already hurrying over. He taps on the window and orders the Uber driver to get out of his car, which makes the passengers panic.
What's going on?
I don't know.
What is that?
What's that?
You blew the right leg. Get the out of the car right now.
Just go, just go, just go around.
Thinking fast, the Uber driver takes the right course of action by not getting out of his vehicle, driving away instead. They manage to escape and are ready to forget about the whole incident when they see his high beams on them again. That's when they make the second smart decision and get the police on the phone.
Make a left here. Make a left here. Our car is following us. And he bangs on the window and says, get out of the car to the driver.
Eventually, they get pulled over and explain everything to an officer who proceeds to speed away after dispatching a description of the vehicle to all other units.
It's hard for him to open the doors because they don't know how to open the door with the Tesla.
That's good.
So that actually works.
Okay, so see, now that's another...
Did he try to open the
Yes,
door?
yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
The car that was chasing them is still nearby, and the driver is charged with being under the influence. Kudos to the driver for keeping his passengers safe and not responding with aggression himself. Had he gotten out of the car into an altercation, he could have been charged with something or made the situation worse. Number 2. According to SS3 Paranormal, a number of people in their house have woken up to others' arms and legs being held up in the air while they're sleeping. They've all paid witness to this, and now it's been captured on security camera. Let's watch. The arm does appear to be held up by some unseen force. It doesn't look natural. While this could just be an awkward nighttime spasm, if we trust the uploader's original statement, this has happened to many in the home, which makes me think it's not pure coincidence. What do you think is going on here? Number 3. This strange and scary reflection looks like someone is staring straight into the window of a YouTuber named Hatchet TV. It's dark outside, and there's absolutely no light. So exactly how this reflection is able to appear in the first place is a mystery. Look up close, and you can make out an oversized and misshapen head with a large nose and ghoulish frown.
I see it right there. That's crazy. Turn on the light.
At first, I thought this video was obviously fake because he was recording his own reflection. But when Hatchet TV turns on the lights and steps back, the face is still there. I have no other explanation besides the paranormal. Number 4. This scary video is currently a mystery on the internet. Its original uploader is unknown, but I came across it on the Spanish-list channel Breakman on YouTube. It's currently trending in the Spanish-speaking YouTube community. Take a look. What is that? Is it a spirit, a man, a demon possessing a wounded body? It's hard to say for sure, but it appears to be missing something, or maybe it's lost. If only someone could point it in the right direction, we could finally solve this mystery. For now, all I know is if I saw that while walking down the street, I'd start running for my life. Number 5. Michael Luongo catches a shapeless form floating around his basement that he can't explain. You can see it best during the first 5 seconds of the video when one half stands out against the stabs. It's also barely visible in the reflection of the television here at 10 seconds, and when Michael turns back at the stairs, it's already gone. I'm thinking that there might be something wrong with the camera to make this blurry object appear. But then again, it does happen to be floating right above this access panel behind the sofa, so maybe Michael should open it up and see if anything is waiting for him in the wall. Number 6. This video was submitted to the r//chills narrator subreddit by SailorGirl06. She writes, I'm a single mom. Last year, my son and I were working on his Rube Goldberg machine. I was recording. Second time, I aimed the camera toward the dining room. A face appeared on the microwave. It looks a lot like me, and we get goosebumps every time we think about it. The face can be seen 2 seconds from the end on the turquoise microwave in the back. Can you see what she's talking about? I'll slow down the footage here for a second look. Can you see it? If so, then I think this place is haunted. Number 7. While exploring this haunted place, this paranormal crew discovers that entities manifest in the mirrors. Published by Albert of the Search, they search the home when they spy this. While the white object looks spooky at first hanging there in the hallway, when they approach, they find it's a piece of paper posted on a door. As they continue their search and discover a door to an attic above moving on its own.
Ok. Bueno, pero eso puede ser el viento. Está en un exterior, entonces se cuela el aire con...
It's later, while they're all in one room, a shadow passes by a mirror in the adjacent room. No one is there. They don't know what to make of it.
Tú sabes que uno de los implementos que me gusta muchísimo para este tipo de lugares, que me gusta muchísimo para este tipo de, que me gusta muchísimo para este tipo de, muchísimo para este tipo.
Is not long after, while they're speaking over a statue of Jesus, a faint scream is heard in the background. Is that scream coming from the entity in the mirror?
Cuando estas energías vienen a la luz, ya no pueden salir. Se hace como una especie de lugar que los bloquea, ¿sabes?
Number 8. A light at the far end of a room is swinging by itself when all of the other lights are as still as can be. Now before you tell me that it's under a vent, let me show you the same room from a different angle. Look all the way to the ceiling where the fluorescent light is grounded. No vents anywhere. So what's the deal here? Am I missing something major? Or is this light swinging on its own momentum when there's nothing to make it move? Number 9. One of the very few brave paranormal exploration channels from Iraq, and he is definitely one of the best. Let's check out a 24-hour challenge he took at a scary haunted abandoned house that he's always been afraid to go exploring. It isn't long until paranormal entities come wailing for him, and all of the creepiness is caught on video with 2 different cameras. It starts with little things that are quite weird, like a shadow moving strangely in the hall behind him. I mean, yeah, I guess it could just be his hands, but the shadow doesn't exactly follow his movements, and I don't know, the angles just don't match up. Then, shortly after, the spooky shadow passes by. More weird things are caught on camera. The backpack is actually very well balanced and should not tip over, and it bothers him that it does. Scary noises aside, the backpack is far from the only object caught on camera moving by itself on this haunted night. A stone silently dislodges from the mantelpiece and crashes to the ground, followed by another one. The poltergeist is pulling this house apart brick by brick, willing to do whatever it takes to scare this ghost hunter away. Watch closely and tell me if you think this is a poltergeist or someone on the other end of the door poking through the crack with a stick together. But just when I was beginning to think this video might not be paranormal, it becomes one of the creepiest videos I've seen in a long time. Number 10. This is the last thing you would want to see in the middle of the road at night. Published YouTube by Christian Garcia in October of 2017, this clip is titled, Witch on the Road. The footage shows a motorcyclist driving on dirt roads in the middle of the night. After a time, he comes across a person sitting on the side of the road in the darkness. The person is wearing blue pants, a white shirt, and has gray hair. She doesn't look up, even with the headlights of the motorcycle spotlighting her. The cyclist takes it off, but then decides to turn around again. They approach the witch, say hello, and ask what her name is. When they receive no real response, they drive off into the night, leaving this person, or witches, as they say.
Hola, señora.
in the darkness on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere. What would you do in just such a situation? YouTuber Mario Baton Cartoon writes in the comments, ghost or non-ghost, it's always a little disquieting, if not disturbing, of being in a place so far, dark, and alone. I think this video generates more sensations than many super elaborate videos that come up in such situations. What sensations do you feel? I feel terrified. Number 11. This deer looks like it could be fine, except it's walking in circles with its tongue hanging out without a clue of its surroundings, a telltale sign of CWD. The person recording thinks this could be the work of hunters, but I disagree. Watch this part and tell me what you really think happened.
Oh yeah, I might have got shot.
The deer circles in place for well over a minute and then silently walks out to a nearby field. The way it is walking here makes me think that this is the result of something to do with the brain. The animal is so out of it that it looks ready to walk through the front door of a nearby home. Perhaps this exact scenario is precisely how it will one day spread to humans. I really hope this incident was reported to the proper wildlife agency for further investigation. Number 12. Being scared of your attic is a common fear, but the description of this video reads like something straight out of a horror movie script. A man named Charlie says things have been getting weird lately because if his suspicions are correct, someone living in his attic has been dropping notes for him to read down through the vent. The vent itself has bugs sticking out of it and is just a creepy mess. It's hard to tell what the note actually says, but at 11 seconds, you can make out a few typed out letters. When you look at the note from a different angle at 32 seconds, you can see the sentence appears to end with the word wine.
This is moving.
I want to say this is all in his head, but the thing is, I see it too. A mysterious figure glaring at him from the darkness at 31 seconds. Here it is close up, 2 white eyes and a small humanoid cranium. Not a mouse, not a person. And when he looks up again moments later, the creepy thing is gone. Something has seen Charlie, and it knows his fears. Number 13. Razor 88 in August of 2010 purported to show a demon in the woods. Some friends were exploring the forest at night, attempting to capture paranormal orbs on camera, but what they caught is even more terrifying. Look closely at the background of this photograph taken of Tom. Something is hiding behind a tree. Beyond, its white hand reaching around one of the land items, its head appears to be peeking around, one glowing eye clearly visible. The uploader thought it could be some kid trying to play a trick on them, but he says everyone in their group was accounted for, and this certainly doesn't look like a kid. Is some forest demon keeping an eye on them, or are they being hunted? Number 14. Stalking should never be taken lightly, as is made clear by this next video published by Terry TV in December of 2020. A streamer named Eerie, dressed in costume, is walking through the streets of a Japanese city at night. Fun, right? Well, it was until this guy showed up. The stalker, captured on camera, is not even trying to hide his intent, walking alongside the streamer with a sword known as a katana. He smiles as Eerie laughs uncomfortably.
Why is this my following us? Why is he following us? Let's go this way. Oh god.
When she and her friend double around to try and lose him, the man follows. Eerie says they should go find her friend's husband. As she continues to try and lose the man, her laughter turns to real fear and concern. She even starts running as she attempts to call someone on the phone. She is brought to tears as the man gives chase. Feartales explains that a bystander noticed what was going on and pointed the girls to a hospital for protection.
This guy has noticed. Can I help us go to police?
He is seen in the video running alongside Eerie and serving as a witness to the man's predatory behavior. Later, the stalker is seen being led by authorities into a station. Although this scenario seemingly started as a joke, it quickly took a terrifying turn. Thankfully, this bystander didn't just stand by. Number 15. A South Korean ghost hunter named Tasachi is exploring a haunted house where 7 people met a fateful end, including a husband and wife. The inside is weird and creepy, in his words, and gives the paranormal investigator goosebumps to explore. He knows how multiple spirits are closed. He can sense them, and then one of them gets his attention with faint knocking sounds behind him.
뭐야?
A ghost out the window, begging to be let in. This relic is keeping them away. It's a stick with thorns, which in South Korean culture is said to keep the spirits from entering when placed above the entrance.
있어.
Yet every time he tries to go outside and catch a ghost on tape, his motion tracking software keeps freezing, a sign that they are near. The spirits are waiting for him to remove the relic and let them back inside where they belong. He removes the stick and waits. They walk in through the front door.
옆에 있어, 씨발. 진짜 옆에 있어.
But unfortunately, his paranormal equipment continues to shut off just before the ghost sighting is caught on tape. Finally, when he gets it back on, a ghost appears in the dark hallway. There's nothing on the screen to mistake for a person, just total darkness. And yet, the ghost hunting equipment identifies a mysterious shadow figure moving past. And when Dasachi returns to the window where he heard knocking noises before, he sees another full-fledged ghost figure in the window at 19 minutes and 20 seconds. It stands in the hall, apparently glad to be allowed inside again. It climbs up to sit in the window, and at 19 minutes and 29 seconds, appears to wave hello. Scary, right? Number 16, roofers in Miami, Florida, have a creepy encounter with some scary creatures hiding among us. Seconds to get away from these creepy creatures of the night, caught on camera. After some more investigating, they discovered to their horror that the bats are not coming from a hole in the house, but are rather nestled under each shingle by the dozens. Suddenly, the removal job has become a lot more complicated and beyond creepy, as they have to pry open each area without getting in the way of awakening bats. At 8 minutes and 15 seconds, bats are flying into this guy's face and threatening to knock him off balance. Eventually, it looks like they've gotten rid of them all, but just knowing that I'm one shingle away from a face full of bats would probably be scary enough to make me find another company to work for and possibly another career altogether. Number 17. Muna Brisen bought this strange and creepy doll at an antique sale after she felt its eyes watching her. Now, the doll apparently continues to do so as their connection grows stronger over time. Here, you can see her pick up the doll to admire her when the doll apparently comes to life. You can hear Muna cry out in surprise as the doll turns towards her and flutters its eyes. I have no idea how this could have happened, since both of her hands are nowhere near the doll's head when it turns to face her. When she puts the doll back down, it seems to understand that she is done playing and thoughtfully turns its gaze outside the window. Number 18. Ghost hunting expert Stephen Lancaster leads a paranormal investigation in an attic that's believed to be haunted. Voices and footsteps are said to be heard ever since a previous owner lost their life up there. After setting up paranormal surveillance equipment, Stephen waits for a while and hears scary noises. I definitely heard something in the corner just a few feet away from Stephen. Here's what he has to say. I think he's telling the truth, but let me know if you detect any giveaways in his voice.
Somebody was walking around. Somebody whispered something to me.
Number 19. A YouTuber named Vintango says his Xbox might be possessed by a ghost, and a bunch of people in the comments are backing him up. It's opening and closing out randomly, like crazy, and then all of a sudden it stops like it's thinking about something. When it starts up again, one commenter says that it kind of sounds like the ghost is trying to make the Xbox say, "Help me." Okay, this video is from 2009, so the console is already up to 8 years old and possibly breaking down. Spirits try to communicate with all sorts of other electronic devices, so I guess an old Xbox is as good as anything. Number 20. Multiple instances of objects moving on their own has a YouTuber named Callum Toner convinced that his Seattle house is haunted by a fearsome poltergeist. Lots of bizarre activity is frequently caught on camera, So I'm going to analyze the top 5 videos of best paranormal evidence. In the first, weird video, he claims to find a coat hanger swinging back and forth in the closet. I will say that they could have pushed the object themselves before recording and then pretended it was a ghost. Normally, I would say this video is fake, except this is far from the only scary event in which objects were caught on camera moving on their own, and the other videos are much harder to explain. Later that night, with the haunted closet behind him and its doors open, a completely different object is caught moving on camera on its own.
What was that?
Even if you were moving a magnetic object under the table, I still don't think you would be strong enough to move the other objects through the heavy wooden desk. He creates the paranormal experiments again 4 nights later, and if you weren't able to tell what the 2 objects are, it's a flashlight moving across a phone that's turned on. And here's the thing. Any magnetic force strong enough to move an object that large should also cause damage to the phone, which it doesn't. The phone is fine, and therefore I think a ghost is moving the flashlight. For more nights later, the ghost has apparently taken to shuffling through his private card collection. And even more haunting paranormal activity is caught on camera without any explanation. If you were thinking that he bent the cards or something to make them fall over but know what's happening, you can see more of the cards in this video. They look perfectly straight and evenly balanced. So tell me, all these sturdy objects are caught on tape moving. Paranormal activity is all I can think for these super creepy and mysterious events, but I'm open to any other explanation. Number 21. Ready to explore one of Ohio's most dangerous abandoned places? Neither am I. Let's leave it up to Urbex Dane, who published this urban exploration of Elderwood in August of 2017. According to Dane, this street is one of the most dangerous areas in this half-abandoned city. Willing to take the risk, he entered an empty building on the creepy abandoned Cleveland Street. While inside, a truck pulls up. The truck starts beeping and displaying music loudly. Still, Urbex continues exploring but peers out a second-story window to see who's there. It's not clear what this dude's purpose is. And that strangeness is turned up a notch when a group enters. As Dane continues through the home, unsure of what to do, he waits. Are these just more urban explorers, or is something more nefarious going on? He creeps out into the hall, which is empty, as is the stairwell, and yet he doesn't leave. Instead, he heads upstairs, down another stairwell. He hears this. That's where his battery runs out. Don't worry, he survived. But he doesn't know what was going on or who these strangers were. Many are noting in the comments that this could very well have been dangerous, and he was lucky he got out of there alive. Number 22. A group of friends are roaming around an old English house rumored to be quite haunted. Unlike most of the other videos on this list, they are able to get upstairs and quickly start opening every door they can find. Then, they come across one door in particular that they swear they've already opened before.
Oi, what the f***? I swear that door was open. That door was actually a man's open here. It's all usual.
I studied this video for a while, and I can say that this door was definitely open before. When they opened the door here at 11 minutes 27 seconds, you can see a circuit box with a yellow sticker in the bottom corner of the room. You can briefly see the same circuit box here at 8 minutes 14 seconds. This means that the door was definitely opened just 3 minutes earlier. They aren't sure what to make of this discovery and decide to run away. Maybe they were faking surprise, or maybe one of the friends closed the door as a prank. But something tells me that this was probably paranormal. Let me know if you agree. Number 23. Exploring with Danny is checking out the neighborhood and commenting about how deserted everything looks nowadays. He heads to a nearby park and is looking out at the water when he senses something scary in the woods nearby.
Hello? Whoa! Hello? Hello?
This mysterious figure in all white looks like some kind of zombie or a witch or, at the very least, a scary person up to no good. And there's also a mysterious white light glowing behind it that looks weird too. Danny runs from the strange encounter and realizes, to his horror, that he's being followed. Just when he thinks it's lost his trail, the maniacal creature comes crawling at him at a really weird angle and speed that looks supernatural and really creepy.
What the? What the?
It just looks like somebody crawling on their hands and knees, so maybe it's not paranormal after all. Number 24. It's common knowledge that animals are very sensitive to spirits. This woman's dog seems to have detected something supernatural near the stairs. Published by Exploring with Felicity in December of 2021, this scary video captured a mysterious full-body apparition on camera. After her dog wouldn't approach the stairs, even for his ball, Felicity set up a security camera to see what was going on. Here's what she found. In a corner of the hallway near the stairs, an apparition appears for a moment. It moves around and then disappears before reappearing again and turning in place. It looks like a woman with long hair or a veil wearing a long dressing gown. The apparition disappears and reappears once more, much closer to the camera, but it looks like she's been over this time and standing up, her hair hanging over her head. The image really gives me the chills. Is this a ghost, as some are suggesting in the comments? I'm not sure if that's the case, but whatever she is, she certainly doesn't seem very friendly. Number 25. This creepy encounter was posted to Reddit by Ghosty Face. A Ring doorbell camera captured a young woman stalker. The woman says she was followed home from Walmart, and her stalker showed up on her doorstep. At first, the man appears to be looking for his own keys, but then he fails to find any and peers around the corner of the house. Many are wondering if the creep left something for his victim. Although we can agree that this is beyond creepy and edging into full-on horror, I do think this footage reminds us not to trust anyone. You never know when you could cross paths with someone like this. Number 26. A Saudi Arabian ghost hunter, known only as High, claims to have caught a real jinn on camera while exploring an abandoned house that he knows is haunted. I can't tell if this is a gap in the curtains or a ghost in the window. He presses onwards and reaches the second floor before things get beyond creepy.
يا حد
Something paranormal is making movements.
بسم الله.
Excited ghost hunter runs from room to room trying to keep up, praying for strength all the while. As the ghost apparently runs into a tall cabinet, I can't help but wonder if it's just as afraid as he is, cornered and with nowhere to go. The spirit finally has to rely on its supernatural defenses to get out of there quickly.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Noises are heard all around, doors shutting, cabinets opening, and soon, a strange and bizarre paranormal mist floods the room. It's hard to say if this was real paranormal activity or dust kicked up from him throwing objects everywhere, but I think it's probably real and most certainly is creepy. Number 27. A YouTuber named Talk to Trending records a ghost video in Tamil, India at a haunted fort. An extremely powerful spirit is said to reside here, and the ghost hunters can't resist the chance to explore the abandoned building for paranormal traces.
நான் என்னோட கேமராமேன்ட்ட போறேன். நான் இங்க தனியா நின்னுட்டு இருக்கேன். சுத்தி சத்தம் மூச்சு வாங்குதே.
As they talk more about the haunted place, a ghostly apparition materializes behind them. It looks to be in the shape of a person wearing robes from head to toe, and when it moves out of sight, the ghost hunter looks over his shoulder where it would have been. I think this could be his paranormal sixth sense kicking in to keep him safe, but this could also simply be the way his flashlight plays against the stone wall behind him. Although it's weird that it takes such a human-like shape, tell me what explanation you think is true. Number 28. The last place you want to hear screaming is in a cemetery in the darkness of night. That's why YouTuber Thrills heard when he was visiting Fox Island Cemetery, which is said to be haunted by a man in black. As they first enter the cemetery, they hear an unexplained hissing noise.
I will say the other camera is a lot easier to hold.
What the heck is that?
It's not, yeah, not, I hear that too.
Did you hear it again?
Yeah, I just heard it.
What is this right there?
I definitely just heard something, yeah.
This might be a wild animal or someone just hollering for the fun of it. It could also be the legendary man in black. I think he might just be toying with them. Number 29. A YouTuber named Marie says that she encountered a little ghost girl in the hallway of this haunted hotel in Oregon. This eerie video taken late at night is her paranormal evidence. She's exploring the haunted hotel when she captures strange shadow movements on camera.
Is there anybody with me? Is there any spirits with me?
Marie turns around only to capture a mysterious white light floating across the hallway. A little ghost girl wearing a dress according to some, but most likely a lens flare from the beret lights overhead. But here's the really creepy part. When she turns down the hall where the ghost last went, something scary is waiting for her. Creepy EVP sounds like a disembodied voice saying the word "go," as in get out of this hall. I can only imagine that the legendary little ghost girl is turning around and saying this because she doesn't like to be followed by ghost hunters, and it might be best to heed her haunting words. Number 30. This Ukrainian dashcam captures one of the highest resolution highway ghost encounters I have ever seen. Watch this part and tell me what is being said here, if possible. I would really like to have a legitimate translation of this potentially supernatural message. The driver speeds off after she falls back and disappears and does not stop until they are back to civilization. This professional quality of this video makes me wonder if this is from a European movie or television show. If not, it almost looks like a well-constructed hologram. I could find no other source for this video, so be sure to let me know if this is amateur footage or something from mainstream media. Number 31. Two friends are creeping around a forest in Granada, Spain, when they stumble upon something they were never meant to see. Yeah, the humanoid is likely hunched over its prey. As the two approach, they accidentally make a noise, and the humanoid's keen ears detect them instantly and looks up from his meal, ready to attack. You can see that this creature is thin and bony. It looks skinny and sunken in, fast with a high metabolism. Its reaction time seems way too quick for any ordinary person. Number 32. What would you do if you discovered this demonic face peering into your baby's crib? Posted to the Chills Narrator subreddit by Shadow Panda, the Redditor writes that she was checking her 10-month-old son on the baby monitor when she saw something unexpected. She notes that the footage you're about to see is not edited. The baby monitor shows what looks to be a horrifying face mid-screen between two bars of the crib. Shadow Panda explains further in the comments section, it's outside of his crib, but when I went in there, there was nothing there. My husband even moved the tummy time mat, and the face or whatever was still there. After removing her son from the crib, she checked the monitor, and the face was still visible. She shared a picture of it in the comments section, but after completing a thorough examination of the room and the crib, although she found nothing, the image vanished from the monitor. While several Redditors have theories spanning from a bunched-up blanket to the Goblin King, the Redditor admits she's completely baffled. One thing most can agree on, this monster looks bonkers. Number 33. Mythical creatures are said to rule these forests. Did this cameraman catch one of them, or did he almost get caught? The footage shows the cameraman making his way through some brambles and overgrowth in the woods. As the camera pulls up alongside a large pile of them, a mysterious dogman-like face appears over top of the pile. A hairy brown face doesn't look human, nor does it look quite animal. Its eyes glow as it moves, apparently out of view when the camera lands on it, making a gruff growling noise. Some in the comments are calling this mysterious beast a cryptid. What do you think it is? I just know I'll be staying out of that forest. Number 34. A man named John Crawford casually walks around a Walmart in Beaver Creek, Ohio, well-armed. Here you can see him standing in an aisle on the right side of the screen in the store.
Gun in the store.
Is he got it pulled out?
Yeah, he's like pointing at people.
What does he look like?
The 911 caller grows more nervous with each passing moment and tells the operator that the situation is growing dire.
I don't know what he's just like looking around, waving it. He looks like he's just trying to load it.
He's just trying to load it?
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Soon, a family of 3 walks down the same aisle as John Crawford and starts checking things. This is where the 911 call gets kind of strange.
My name is Ronald Ritchie. He just pointed at like 2 children.
Okay.
Watch the video again, and you'll see that John never really aims at the kids. In fact, the family barely reacts to his presence, and I'm not sure if they even notice him at all. One of them hangs around a bit longer before leaving, so I wouldn't say they were exactly in distress, but the way the 911 caller describes the man and his actions understandably has the police on edge. An officer arrives on the scene expecting trouble, and a brief altercation ensues. The surprise suspect is laid to rest on the spot after police thought he was going to attack. As it turns out, John Crawford was simply buying an airsoft at Walmart on that day. The person who called 911 did not get in any trouble, but many now agree he was overreacting. Let me know if you would have called the police based on what you've seen on the CCTV video. Number 35. A car sees a ghost on the side of the road and pulls over to record. They see nothing but darkness, so they slowly inch forward, scared yet certain something paranormal lies ahead. Looks like they were right. What's up? They've caught a ghost sighting in their headlights. The figure is much taller than the average person and towers over their car. Something tells me they are the first travelers to witness this roadside phantom, and they are also probably far from the last for that matter. Number 36. Multiple cameras capture a UFO hovering over Jerusalem in 2011. The small moving ball of light glides over the building tops for a while and then does a dazzling aerial maneuver that no human aircraft could ever possibly replicate. I would think this is CGI, but the same event was reportedly witnessed by numerous people who don't know each other. In this second video, you can see the ball of light is over the same domed building as before and abruptly flies straight up. I will admit that the UFO in the first video looks a little different than the UFO in the second video, but I think the first video was recorded with a digital camera, and the second was recorded with a cell phone from almost a decade ago. So that would explain the visual discrepancies. Number 37. A YouTuber named Cooper Mackey says he has been hearing weird laughing voices around his house lately, and his sister has been acting really bizarre. So, he grabs the camera and starts recording. It isn't long until his sister stops talking and slips into another one of her strange trances.
You can stop, okay? Okay?
She briefly snaps out of it for a couple of minutes and then goes back under.
God. Oh my God. Shay, please.
This time she wakes up and remembers nothing. The way I see it, this has to be one of 3 possibilities. Either all of this is just acting, a real medical disorder, or an actual possession. Based on what I've seen, it's probably only a matter of time before something like this happens again. Number 38. A YouTuber named Essie Styles is camping in the woods of Hinton, Canada, when he hears the last thing that anyone wants to hear just outside of their tents. The lone wolf's howl pierces through their conversation and renders both SC Styles and his friends silent as night sets in. They soon realize they are vastly outnumbered. Number 39. This stranger in a hockey jersey demands entry.
Let me in.
May of 2022, this Ring doorbell camera captured this man's attempted entry on video. After being dropped off by a white car that drives away, the man walks up the stairs and rings the doorbell a couple of times. He speaks in a strange, froggy voice. He continues to growl at the door.
Let me in. Let me in.
Alexa then asks him what his intentions are, and he responds, "What is the purpose of the visit?"
Let me in.
This is Alexa. What is the purpose of the visit?
I require entry.
After demanding entry, the man disappears from the camera's sight, but it's not clear where he went. Number 40. This house guest is eternal. Published by Jojo Owens in February of 2022, Jojo explains that he, his wife, and several guests in his home had witnessed a shadow-like movement in the living room out of the corner of their eyes. That's why when Owens heard a noise in the back room one night while his wife was sleeping, he set up his phone camera to record. This is what he captured. A tall, shadowy figure is seen moving across the lit doorway at the end of the room. After witnessing this, Owens grabbed his phone camera to investigate but turned up nothing. Neither was there anything in the room that might cast the shadow. Although one commenter suggested that there may be someone squatting in the Owens home, Owens said this has been going on for 3 years, so it's highly unlikely. To whom does this shadow belong, then? Number 41. Like most cats, this one can snooze all day.
She's right here, asleep, right? She's not even moving.
But unlike most cats, this one will wake from a deep sleep whenever the door to the basement is touched, even putting its paw out as if to greet whatever's on the other side. This time, it's more curious than normal, more driven. The cat seems to pay extra attention to the doorknob in particular. It really wants in. And then the door opens.
What I don't understand is I can do this to any door, so I don't care. Holy...
Despite being closed and latched, the door pops open. Even assuming the cat did slide its paw under the door and somehow opened it, what is down there that has its interest? And why only this door? Number 42. Did this news clip just capture a real-life teleportation in action? Redditor Cat Daddy shared this clip that was captured on the news. Watch the background closely.
Eso es muy importante durante el entrenamiento y cuando firman el juramento que ellos están confirmando que no van a ser
¿Y eso qué? Y tengo que hablar.
Firmando que no van a ser.
¿Y eso qué?
It truly looks like a portal just opened in the air, and he walked through it. Nothing is altered in the foreground or background to make me suspect that this clip was altered, but there are varied opinions in the car.
Muy importante durante el entrenamiento y cuando firman el juramento que ellos están confirmando que no van a ser.
¿Y eso qué?
I agree with Joe Films. A morph transition can make it appear as though this speaker hasn't stopped talking, but elements in the background become distorted. In fact, Redditor Helion shares one of those elements. They didn't smooth out the reflections in the glass scene here. Although I think this mystery has been solved, I kind of wish it hadn't been. Number 43. A child is left alone for just a moment, but still long enough for her to have a possible conversation with a ghost. Look across from her at the wrapped silverware in front of the glass and watch what it does as she speaks.
Let's go dinner.
The silverware moves all by itself. Shortly after, she reminds an invisible person that this is not their dinner. She could be talking to an imaginary friend, but that doesn't explain how the object moved without being touched. The ghost appears to leave her alone after this brief interaction, and she happily resumes eating as if nothing happened. Exactly what it was planning to do to their food could be anyone's guess. Number 44. Sometimes evil energy sticks around a place long after bad things have happened there. This is one of those cases. YouTuber Brittany Crabb posted this video in June of 2014, writing, "Exploring a scary haunted bridge that is haunted by a boy named Douglas riding a bike and a creepy man. So scary," Brittany says in the video that she's in the woods near her house, looking for an old bridge near which a young boy had his life taken. According to Brittany, the boy was riding his bike, and the man was standing near the bridge and offered him candy. But when the boy approached, The man took his life and shoved him in the ponds beneath the bridge. People who visit this bridge feel a bad energy there, and they believe it's haunted by the boy Douglas. According to legend, you can hear the bicycle bell as he crosses the bridge. When she finally arrives at the bridge, she stands in the middle feeling the creepy vibes everyone talks about. And as she's standing there, disturbed, the bicycle bell sounds, fleeing the scene.
I think I just heard the bike.
She claims she just saw the man, and somehow she gets lost. She returns to the bridge, but the bicycle bell rings again, causing her to drop her camera. Someone picks up the camera in the end, but who? And apparently, this bridge and the story really do exist. Several in the comments mentioned hearing the story. One YouTuber, Golden Emirates, said, "I heard about that bridge, and my cousin lives close by. It's in the woods, and she went to explore it, and she said she heard the bike, and she also saw the man. Would you dare visit this bridge? I certainly wouldn't." Number 45. A person is filming a strange aircraft outside of their home as it performs mysterious maneuvers that they've never seen before. There's not a single cloud in the sky, yet the airplane appears to be blinking in and out of existence. It completely disappears after a while and never returns. What strikes me as odd is the sheer number of comments from YouTubers who claim that they were searching for the exact same thing after they had seen it flying around their home. Everything from UFOs to new cloaking technology has been suggested. I'll leave you with a different video of the same type of plane, this time taken years later. There are tons of these kinds of videos floating around, and they seem fairly legitimate. Let me know what you think. Number 46. This ghost hunt turns terrifying fast. Published by Indra Saputra Official in April of 2022, Indra is exploring an abandoned place when he turns down a hallway that's occupied.
Minyak satu, tungguin di situ. Ya, aku tunggu di sini, no. Tenang aja, no. Aku tunggu di sini, kono. Ya. Aku tunggu di sini. Bawa senter yang terang, please.
A girl whose face we cannot see is kneeling in the darkness. Indra seems to hold back his fear so as not to startle the demon girl, but soon he turns around and takes off running. Would you stick around? That's a heck no from me. Number 47. I need to include this video because I've never come across a paranormal video before with such an even split between people saying that it's absolutely fake and so obviously real. That this is the legitimate ghost of a child, and others are sure that this is special effects, light reflections, and a plastic bag, and a host of other non-paranormal explanations. As for me, I think that I probably would have noticed something that large moving out of the corner of my eye, so I think it could be fake. But then again, I can't say for sure unless I was there myself. Maybe the camera recorded something that was not discernible by the naked eye. Number 48. A YouTuber named Sweet Dreams is shooting off Roman candles in celebration of the 4th of July when a shrill scream pierces the night air. They track the noise for well over a minute until it becomes louder and more distinct at the end of a short journey. Standing a very close distance away, they discover the shrieking source hunched over and alone. He slowly backs away from the bent-over gray humanoid and then goes into an all-out run. The creature gives chase, and Sweet Dreams turns around to find it swiping at him through the air. I can't tell if this is an actual humanoid or just one of their friends with makeup on, so I'll leave it up to you to decide. Number 49. A YouTuber named Outdoors with Eric patrols his property at night because he suspects a mysterious creature in the woods. It's a scary exploration and a creepy location for sure, but Eric wants to get as much evidence on camera as he can, so he keeps his fear in check and marches forward. At 1 minute and 43 seconds, he hears some really scary noises coming from the woods. I don't know what kind of creature would be up late midnight screaming in the darkness. He walks for another minute until the scary noises give him pause again, much louder and closer this time. He feels watched and zooms in close with his night vision camera. You can barely make out the shape of a creature at first, so let me point it out for you.
They're coming closer. Yeah.
When he plays with the setting, he gets a much better sighting on the creature and soon discovers there are 2 of them across the stream. 2 dots in the distance mark where he thinks they are, the screaming creatures of the night. No doubt they are real, and so are the scary noises. But the real question is, what are they? Number 50. A woman by the name of Cecilia Carrasco in Chile strode past the reception desk at a law office in 2015 when she was attacked by something invisible. As you watch the CCTV video, Cecilia is strolling with a young woman towards the reception desk when she reportedly felt something push her with such force that it caused her to fall backwards hard. You can see Cecilia chatting with a woman and gesturing at something when suddenly, out of nowhere, she falls flat on her back. She doesn't just slip, she absolutely appears as though she was pushed. I wasn't aware of anyone in front of me as I passed the reception desk, talking to a girl, and as I looked up towards the receptionist, I suddenly felt 2 pairs of hands shove me over, Cecilia said. She later added, I hit the floor, and when I looked up, I couldn't see anybody, and I thought they must have run off. When Cecilia asked the receptionist who had pushed her, she was told that nobody had. Cecilia didn't believe the receptionist until she was shown footage of the incident. After seeing it, she was sure that she had been the victim of a ghost attack since there was absolutely nobody around her. Cecilia's doctors reported that her injuries were consistent with a fall, but that she'd also received a large blow to the head, which may have caused confusion about what she felt and about her injuries. But that doesn't explain what happened in this creepy CCTV footage. Number 51. He zooms in on a star in the distance. The closer the zoom, the more clear it is that the star is rapidly changing colors. I've never seen a star ever do this before. Is it a satellite, or is there something more nefarious at play here? Number 52. This Great Dane is walking through the kitchen when a small object crosses its path. Another orb passes by and immediately gets noticed. You don't have to be an animal lover to tell this dog is clearly surprised and uncertain at what it's seeing. The animal freezes in place and then switches into hunting mode, tracking something invisible all throughout the house. I guess the dog could just be reacting to an insect or something, but that doesn't explain one last part, which occurs approximately 1 minute and 23 seconds into the video. This is the exact moment when the headlights of a passing car illuminate a shadowy figure as it runs from left to right. Many people believe this could be a supernatural presence manifesting itself as a shadow person. This combined with the dog's behavior certainly seems to create a strong enough case for the paranormal. Number 53. Here's even more reason to not build your house too close to the ocean. Posted to Twitter by @CapeHatteras an unoccupied house was captured on video collapsing into the sea off-road in Fade, North Carolina, in early May of this year. The footage shows the 2-story house on stilts standing precariously near the aggressive waves as the wind whips through. Then its front stilts give way, collapsing the house headfirst into the sea. For a moment, it's lifted by the tide, but the waves quickly push it back in. After a while, it comes to a standstill on the shore, looking sad and dilapidated. Reports say that this is the second unoccupied house to collapse on this day at Cape Hatteras. This is not a good day for those homeowners. Number 54. In this house, you'll expect a jump scare around every corner. After experiencing paranormal events in his family home, this man decided to take some video to see if he could capture anything on camera. Let's take the haunted tour. He finds a flower on the stairs. He claims no one in the household knows where it came from. Is this a knuckle warning? Something just threw the clothes from the wardrobe. If those knocks were a warning, I'd take the clothes as a clear message. This ghost wants you to leave. Number 55. When Reactor 4 burst at Chernobyl in 1986, a 10-kilometer exclusion zone was formed, and thereafter was increased to 30 kilometers. The initial steam blast resulted in 2 passed away, while a further 28 passed within months of exposure. These numbers do not even touch upon the total passing toll caused by radiation, and they also don't touch upon the mutations in humans or animals in the area, which brings us to this footage published in March of 2014. The uploader states that the video is filmed at Chernobyl power plants. A close-up of an animal in the area appears to show a headless form on 4 legs running across the railroad tracks. It almost looks like a headless deer. Some in the comments say that it looks like a large deer with the face of a rabbit or a moose with a twisted neck, and still, others say the creature appears as though its neck is deformed and bending towards the opposite side. Mutants are not kind. It makes you wonder what other nightmare creatures are lurking in the area. Number 56. If a tree falls on you in the forest and no one is around to hear you scream, do you make a sound? Posted to the Chills narrator subreddit by Essex Haunted, the Redditor explains that in Buckley, Kent, UK, there is a forest known as Deering Woods, otherwise known as the Screaming Woods. Legend has it those who have passed there haunt the place with their screams. Although Essex posted only a personal pic, he linked to a video of said forest, which was published to YouTube in September of 2016 by Elsie Plays.
Oh my days. Should we scream back at her?
The man in the video asks if they should scream back, and maybe that's just what this is. Live people having screaming matches back and forth at each other from opposite sides of the woods. Or maybe, like the Redditor suggests, there's another natural explanation responding to whether it could be some species of wildcat. Essex writes, more likely to do with the ways the trees are very closely grown and the winds, although in a later comment, he adds, I've spent 3 nights there in the last 2 months, filming. Some of the noises are just hard to explain. According to Essex Ghost Hunters, the village of Puckley nearby is also one of the UK's most haunted ghost towns. So, nature or ghosts? Do you have a better explanation for this screaming? Number 57. A ghost was seen in Benares, India, walking across rooftops. The sighting scared many locals and led to a police investigation. Twitter user Banarasians tweeted this video of the incident. Do you see the figure? Take a closer look. So far, the police haven't discovered what the figure was or who is behind it. Maybe that's because it's absolutely real. What do you think? I'm on the fence with this one. Number 58. Geschmack has a YouTube page full of regular vacation videos and then one creepy paranormal video. This one, an abandoned house he found while exploring a suburb of Los Angeles. There are supposed to be 2 ghost sightings caught on video, but are they real? Let's take a look. A lot of comments say this is an apparition wearing a white dress in the window. Here, it's hard to see, so you must pay attention. The ghost is wearing some kind of belt sash like a bridal dress, and she is looking down with her hair over her eyes, or maybe a bride's veil. Can you see it? In reality, I'm pretty sure it's just glare from the sun. The second ghost sighting is much more bizarre and likely to be real. Check out this window at 6 minutes and 13 seconds. Something lifts the curtains, and the face is caught in the window for a brief moment. When I point at it, it's all black eye. The rest kind of falls in place. You can see the nose and tight-lipped expression underneath. Definitely not human, and if it's a reflection of something outside, then I don't know what it could be. Number 59. This deep web video features a disembodied head and a skeleton mask hovering over a single candle. He speaks in Spanish and uses a voice changer, but his tone makes it clear that he has only the worst intentions in mind. Unfortunately, other than the general creepy atmosphere of this video, I have no idea what is being said here. Listen to what he says and help me translate if you can.
Meu nome é Guidem e eu estarei te contando as histórias mais horripilantes deste planeta. Todo domingo, às 8 horas da noite. Não tenha medo.
Something about this makes me think that he is either making a confession or telling us about future plans. Let me know if I am right about this hunch, and if you think this video is real. Number 60. This tiny humanoid lays on the tile floor, its arms stretched helplessly in front of it as if it had been crawling to safety before it stopped on its side. When you zoom in really close at 32 seconds, you can see the head is much darker than the body, and it almost looks like it has two eyes and a thin expressionless line for a mouth. Definitely not the face of a rodent, and definitely not like the face of anything I've seen before. I don't know if this is a shriveled up baby mouse or what. I can almost see a tail behind it, but then again, it looks like it could be its legs. It looks more like it walks on 2 legs than 4.